So mechanical disc brakes, people moan about them, but if they're set up properly, they can work reasonably well. Certainly well enough on a kid's bike. They're not as good as hydraulic brakes, obviously, but they're easier to maintain. You just have to change a cable if there's any issues. There's no bleeding involved or anything like that, no specialist equipment. But the number one adjustment problem with hydraulic brakes is that people do this. So if they haven't got a very good lever, see that moving there, people undo this bolt, excuse this cable, it does need changing. They push this bit up, they push this bit up, further up the cable, like that. Bear with me, like that, and then they tighten up the cable. But then what you've done there is you've massively reduced the throw of the arm, the amount of leverage this arm has got. So you need the maximum throw of that arm to get decent performance out of the brake. So the arm should be like that, and as far back as it can go there. Look, it's at a rest there, I'm not doing anything with it. Then tighten the cable, just make sure it's, you know, taut. And then the way that you get the lever feel that you want is with adjustment of the pads, which is done on this side, and this does vary between different brake systems, but they've all got something similar. So this side's adjusted with this wheel, which you turn by hand, and then the other side is adjusted with an Allen key in there, and that literally is moving the pads in and out. It moves them closer or further away from the disc itself. So that then is how you establish your lever feel, because obviously the closer those pads are, the shorter stroke your lever is going to be. But you're not, by leaving this at its full travel, you're getting the maximum power out of the brake. Obviously if you restrict it to this much travel, then you're not going to get as much out of the brake. So you always need to make sure this lever is set back as far as possible, then tighten the cable nice and taut, and then use the pad adjustment. Obviously you can make micro adjustments up at the lever as well, but yeah, that's the way to get the best feel possible out of cable disc brakes. You're never going to get the same feel as hydraulic, but they can, certainly on a kid's bike, they can work really well if they're set up properly. And that's the number one thing that people do that impairs performance.